We're going to begin in a comfortable seated position and then alternate nostril breathing. So bring your right thumb to your right nostril and close it off. Inhale left. Exhale right. Close off your left nostril with your ring finger. Hold your breath. Release the thumb. Exhale right. Inhale. Get as full as you can and then close both off. Suspend for a moment and then let the ring finger go. Exhaling. Inhaling. Close it off and release the thumb. Move as slowly as you can. When you inhale, your belly expands and then your ribs go wide and then your collarbones rise. And as you exhale, you empty the lungs top, middle, and bottom. Pull the belly in to get rid of the last bit of residual air. Shoulders relax down the back. You're really tall in your spine. Both sitting bones have equal pressure. And if they don't, change your legs or change your pelvis. Watch as your ribs get wider from the bottom to the top. And on the exhale, watch as they compress down. Watch your body from the inside out. Take 2 deep breaths. As you change to Japanese sitting style, knees a little bit wide, interlace your fingers, and as you exhale, open up your heart. Inhale, come forward, forehead to the floor, lift your hands away. Exhale, rise up. And open up. Inhale forward. Chin slightly towards the Adam's apple. Inhale down. To all fours for cat-cow. As you exhale, you begin this movement at the pelvis. The tailbone comes down. The pelvis moves first, and then the vertebrae follow sequentially off of the pelvis. Inhale, the pelvis tilts forward first, and then the spine follows one vertebra at a time. Head comes up last as the chin scrapes the Adam's apple. Exhale, pelvis tilts. Inhale, pelvis tilts. And the pelvis is the handle, so the pelvis is the first movement and the spine comes off the pelvis like a whip comes off the handle. Halloween cat, round as much as you can, press down into your hands. And take deep breaths. Bring your hand down to the floor. Pretend you're on a tightrope. Stack your ankles, hips. Drop your head to your shoulder. If your body doesn't allow you to come up this high, you can walk the hand out or even be at the elbow. But let this low body sag. So you want the ribs to sag towards the elbow. Bend the elbow slightly to keep the pressure off. Drop your head. When you take deep breaths, breathe into these low ribs. Get them to get big and get this stretch bigger. And then when you feel like this area is under control, switch the breath to these upper ribs. Get them to expand. They're collapsing. You want them to get a little bigger. It's going to create some space in your low back. If you let this has to let go. Really get into these muscles, let them go. Drop them. Sag a little deeper. Come back onto all fours. Hands are on the floor. Find a neutral spine, which means it's pretty straight back with its natural curves. Right foot goes back. Pull the belly button up towards the spine and then lift the leg. Now you're going to turn the leg out and turn it in. Like the hokey pokey. Turn the leg out and then turn it in. Bend your elbows a little bit to take the pressure off your wrists and your elbows. And the muscles of the arms have to start working as you press into the thumbs and the pointer finger. The crease of the elbow, the eye of the elbow points in the direction of your thumb. Turn the leg out, turn it in. Teaching the leg that it works independently of the pelvis. Switch. Neutral spine. Leg out. Try to keep your hips level. Knee down, reverse to the lounge lizard on the other side. You're on a tightrope. Drop your shoulder and your head. Bend your elbow just a little bit. Sag into these low ribs. All this lets go. All this low side. Let your head go and move your top shoulder away from your head. If this hurts your wrist, you can always be on your fist. Long, deep breaths. You should be able to hear yourself breathing and get fascinated by it. The breath is life itself. Release onto your bottom. Reverse plank. So fingers towards your feet, bend your knees and lift your hips. Keep your chin on your chest if you have neck issues. Bend your elbows to strengthen your arms if you wish. And then scrape your chin along your Adam's apple and then drop the head back. Keep the chin tilted slightly towards the Adam's apple. We want this whole curve in the low neck, not the upper neck. Press downward and lift. Walk your feet together. If you want to, straighten out one foot, but keep the pelvis level. your neck is starting to hurt you, just keep your chin on your chest. Switch feet. Look at your hips. Make sure the left hip is just as high as the right. Big deep breathing. Spread your toes so you're not gripping. Bend your elbows, let your arms do the work. And then lower down. Come to a standing position or a triangle. So you're going to step out wide. Turn your left foot out and your right foot in. Arms out. Look towards this left hand, reach forward, windmill your arms. Look up towards your top thumb. Retract your head first. Belly in. Tail points towards your back heel. Press into your back outer heel to help your SI joint. Make sure you're not pushing into this standing knee, this front knee. It needs to be slightly bent and just gentle pressure. If you need a block, that's fine. Lengthen the low side here. Moving into Ardha Chandrasana, bend this front knee, reach forward, and lift the back foot. Reach your hand into the heavens. Reach your bottom hand into the earth. Stack your shoulders. Draw your belly in. Tail points to his back heel. Look up or forward if you like. And step back into a warrior one. Hands come to your hips, turns towards the front of your mat. And then like you're pulling a sword, reach your arms overhead, spread the hands. Press into the back outer heel. Lift your front heel just a little and lay it back down. Warrior two, open up. Place your hands on your hips. Pull your hips away from your ribs. Get long in the spine. Then reach out. Lift your toes. Rest them gently. Switch feet. Tail points down. To strengthen the SI joint, you must press into the back outer heel. Or stabilize that SI joint. Decreases pain. Before you turn your head, retract it, put it back on top of your spine, and then turn it. This front knee needs to open. Warrior one, turn towards the back of your mat. Place your hands at your hip, maybe a smaller stance. Pull the swords. Spread the fingers. Press into the back outer heel. Press into the right big toe or the ball of the big toe. move the front knee outward. The back thigh is lifting upward to protect your back knee. Triangle. Reach forward, windmill the arms. Unlock the front knee a hair. Light pressure on the leg. Lengthen your spine. Lift the top hip. Lengthen the back of your neck and knit the ribs together. Retract your head and look up. Pull the bottom shoulder back. Unlock the knee again. Belly in. Balancing half moon. Hands down. Hand forward. Lift the back leg. And up. Belly in. And you'll wiggle and wobble. That's okay. You're teaching the hip joint to stabilize in strange positions. Bend your standing knee ever so slightly, no gripping on the toes. And release down. Bend your knees, roll up through your spine for tree pose. So you have to build your mountain pose first. Find a flat spot, big toes together, heels slightly apart. Belly button comes in and up. Tail anchors down. Back broadens, shoulders come back as the back stays broad, and the ribs knit together and down like you're putting them in pockets. Get your head back on top of your spine. Turn your palms up. Your left foot's going to come up. Just bring it to the calf. Stay away from the knee. The knee does not like to be pushed sideways. If you want to come all the way up to the top of your thigh, you can. Arms can be here, together, overhead, but the front low ribs must stay knitted together and down. Find a spot and stare at it. Your hips need to be level, so you can bring your hands to the crest of your hips, and when the hips get even on both sides, that's where you need to be. So not here and not here. It's hard to balance in those places, and the hip isn't stabilizing. Get it level. And then find peace in the pose. Toes are not digging. They're gently floating. This glute is contracting to keep this knee open, so the hips are working in different ways. Your balance is here in the core. So find your center here by contracting the abs, lifting up, leveling the pelvis. Breathe. Get fascinated with your breath. Breathe into your back, low back ribs. Shoulders release. The front body is anchoring downward, and the back body is rising. It's going up. Release. Build your mountain, big toes together, heels slightly apart. Belly in and up. Get the abdominals contracted, the ribs closed. Back broadens, but the shoulders come back, and the head has got to be on top of the spine. Chin parallel to the floor as the foot comes up. Foot becomes like a rock. Balance is here. Pelvis is level. Ribs are reaching up and away from hips, creating more space in the lumbar spine that was originally there. Ribs moving up. Ribs are widening into your arms. Collarbones are rising on the inhale. And on the exhale, the abs get tighter, stronger. Standing knee unlocks just a hair, and toes lift and then float on the mat. Contract this glute. Spread. And then release. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Come on down to the mat. However you can get there, onto your back for Shavasana, dead man's pose. Your heels come to the outer edges of your mat. Lay down. Turn your palms up. Drop your jaw. Release all the muscles around your eyes and your mouth. Throat softens. Shoulders let go. Release down the arms all the way to the fingertips. Drop your jaw. Throat softens. Ribs let go. Belly softens. Pelvis lets go. Thighs surrender. Kneecaps float. Calves let go. Feet surrender. Gather up all your thoughts about the past and set them on a cloud. Let them float away. Gather up all your thoughts about the future. Set them on a cloud. Let them float away. come back later. Affirm the past does not exist. The future does not exist. The only real moment in time is this one, so be here. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Reach your hands above your head and stretch. As you exhale, roll to your right side in a fetal position. And if it's more comfortable to lay on your right side during Shavasana, do so. As you exhale, push up to a seated position, finding a lotus that you like, hands in front of your heart. Choose 3 blessings in your life and give thanks. As you exhale, lower your ego mind below your compassionate heart in reverence. Inhale as you rise.